At the beginning of the film, a family arrives in Canada to live. And their financial situation was dire because they don't even have a job, forcing them to live outside the city. They have a son named Alex, and he says he has no friends in Canada. That's why I used to spend most of my time on my mother's computer. There I play games, talk to strangers on the internet, and learn new things. Moreover, he says he wants to be like the people who have changed the world. There is a site on the net where we can earn money by just clicking on it. From there, he earns $140 in his life for the first time through that site and becomes happy with it. Time passes gradually, and Alex grows older. One evening, Alex finds his mother weeping when he returns home. His mother tells him that she has lost her bank job, and if we have no money to pay the house rent, we will be thrown out of the house. Hearing this, Alex moves to his room and brings a box, and there is a lot of money in it, which he has collected for the past few years. He gives that amount to his mother, but seeing a lot of money, his mother asks, "Did you rob?" Alex says no. "I haven't done anything wrong, but I have collected this amount for my fees. Don't worry, I will again collect money for my fees." He gives money to his mother, but becomes depressed because he has collected this amount for the past many years. Now he doesn't know how and when he will again collect money for himself. Then he types dark web on his computer, and it is a world of the net where all the wrong tasks are held. None can find anyone here, and Alex makes his account here, but he was asked to show his job when he asked for permission to join the group. There was an arrogant boy in his school, and Alex cleverly got his credit card, then sent its details to a man on the dark web who is a hacker. Who is a hacker? A hacker is someone who is skilled at working on the internet and computers. He used his skill to complete his special purpose in the wrong way, and no one discovered it. Alex's rank increases, and due to it, he can reach a few things on the dark web or can also use them. Later, Alex asks the hacker that I want to earn money, and the hacker sends him 2 laptops and asks him to sell them, and the profit will be equally divided among us. He did the same and divided the money while selling them. After it, the hacker sends the different expensive things to Alex. Actually, the hacker used to buy things from people's credit cards on the dark web. Alex used to sell them, but the city where he lives is small and he doesn't find buyers for the expensive things. Alex says to his parents, "I'm going to the other city to complete my studies." It is a huge city, and he reaches the city. There, he meets a boy who later becomes his friend. He says to Alex, "The things you want to sell, I will sell them easily within minutes, but I will take 30%. Alex agrees to this, and then they start working. Now Alex is bored of his small job, and he wants to do something different and huge. He says to his friend that if we get the credit cards of the people who work in banks but don't do their jobs honestly, we can earn a lot of money. His friend says, "I will help you in this." He gets the details of the cards of the people who are dishonest from the people who work there. The people who earn money in illegal ways, Alex and his friend earn a lot of money, and then one day they are arrested by the police. They gave many expensive watches to the police and were released. Now, Alex wants to take revenge from the bank where his mother worked after she was terminated. He went there as a customer and threw something down intentionally. He puts a device in the computer while pretending that he is picking up things, so he will send the saved data from the computer to his device. The bank manager sees him doing this and calls Alex into his room and asks, "Where did he get this device? Now you have to say everything." Firstly, Alex doesn't tell anything, but when the manager says I will call the police, he agrees to tell everything. Alex says, "I wasn't trying to rob the bank, but it was just a prank. Actually, I have made a device through which I can install viruses on any computer. I was just randomly checking your computer, and your computer has an old system. I will install a new system in it if you want to, and I will make it so secure that no one will ever try to hack it. I will do it for free and will not charge anything. Everyone becomes happy with you, and the manager agrees on it." Then he lets them go from the bank. That night, Alex receives messages from the dark web. Actually, someone has spread the news on the dark web that Alex tried to hack a bank system. Due to it, he becomes famous in the dark web's world. There was a message from the famous hacker among those messages who is always in the news. Alex becomes excited to see his message, and the next day they see another message from a girl from the dark web's world. This girl was named Kira, and she calls them to meet. Alex goes to meet her and asks her to work with them. She agrees, and now they start working together. Kira has a machine through which she can make fake credit cards. She makes many credit cards with which she earns a lot of money. Now, while working, they start selling expensive things, and they are all Kira's clients, and when they ask, where did she get those clients? Kira tells her uncle to give her those clients. They've moved forward in their hacking job, and now they have a new expensive car. Kira buys that car from one of her clients, which is why Alex's friend suspects her, and he says to Alex, if she can do everything with the help of her uncle, then why does she need us? Alex ignores him, and then they make a huge deal to buy something. Kira was doing this job, and Alex's friend moved to find out about those clients. Now they start arguing. During this, Alex's friend touches that client, and after it they point their guns at them. They were goons, and now the circumstances get worse, and the leader says if you try to sell things to anyone, I will end you. Later they come to Hong Kong, as Kira said, because she always wants to come here. Reaching here, they start shopping with the fake credit cards they made. Then one night, they move to a club where Alex's friend gets into a fight with a girl. Alex and his friend were arrested by the police due to it. Kira releases them with the help of her father the next morning. Alex and Kira were sitting there when Alex's friend arrived and apologized for that night. He has sold and bought a lot of things, and he has a lot of money. Actually, he has used a special credit card they got when they were in Canada. When Kira doesn't work with them, the card is beneficial because a huge amount can be withdrawn at a time from it. If they use it for the second time, they will be caught. Alex becomes furious when he discovers he has used that card. They start arguing. Alex asks his friend to go back to Canada, and he does the same and returns. Alex and Kira were left here, and they stole $2.3 million with the help of their fake credit cards. They left the dark web's card everywhere. It is reported in the news that there was a robbery of $2.3 million in Hong Kong. No one knows who has done this. The biggest hacker on the dark web, who controls the dark web, takes responsibility for discovering who has done this. Kira decides she will skip this job because she has a lot of money and wants to live a peaceful life. Alex still wants to continue this job. They were arguing about it while he received the message from that hacker. He appreciates them for the task of using credit cards. Alex says, I want to meet you, but the hacker says no, this isn't possible. Alex says there is a deal through which we can earn billions, and the hacker gets ready to meet them after hearing this. They go to meet that hacker, who is in a wheelchair and his face is also ruined. He says, why should I work with you? Alex says, I have a deal through which we can earn billions. Like I told you before. The hacker says, if you make any mistake, then not only you but your family, friends, and relatives will be affected. Now Alex tells him his idea and leaves with Kira, and they receive a call from Alex's friend when they are in the car. He apologizes to him and says, I have reached Hong Kong and am waiting for you in the hotel. Then his doorbell rings, and he thinks Alex and Kira have arrived. As he opens the door, there is someone else. They are the people whose credit cards were used by Alex's friend, and on them Alex argued with him. Alex and Kira also reach the hotel room after a while and see their friend has been killed by someone. Alex becomes upset. Now he wants to call the police, but Kira says we can't do this, and by doing this, we can be caught. They have to leave the hotel, and the next day they receive the hacker's call. He says, I want to work on your idea, so they start working on it. Alex and Kira move into a room where people are already sitting on computers. The bank chairman is shown in the next scene, due to whom the share market is good, but the companions of the famous hacker shoot him. As he dies, Alex, Kira, and their team start spreading this news around the world. It was also reported in the news that the huge businessmen of the city started selling their shares at a low price. Likewise, the share market, whose condition was good before, is in ruins, and the famous hacker buys those shares. It means he has purchased costly shares at low prices, and due to that, he gets the benefit of $1 billion. He also sends Alex's share into his account. After it, Alex, Kira and their companions leave from there. The bank's chairman is shown hunting with his friends, and he was told on the call that his death news is spreading around the world. The man is shown as having been shot while considering the chairman. He was actually given the getup of the chairman, and this was Alex's plan, so the stock market will ruin because of his death news, and they will get the benefit of $1 billion. It happened the same way. Alex and Kira were sitting in their car when meanwhile 2 men arrived who made them faint, and Alex's face was covered with a cloth when he came to his senses. He asks about Kira but gets no answer. Now the man who is sitting there receives a call and asks to leave Alex. Alex was released, and he finds his laptop broken and nothing in his wallet. He somehow comes back to the city and calls Kira, but her number is switched off, and after finding Kira for many days he tries to open the dark web. Now that the dark web is occupied by the government, he watches the news and discovers the famous hacker is also arrested because he has done many illegal tasks. His companion Kira, who was trying to run, died because of a bullet. Alex tries to open the dark web, which is why the police arrive and arrest him. Alex was in jail for 2 years. He realized his mistake after 2 years, and now he wants to leave and meet his family. He was released after 2 years, and when he came out, there was a girl in the car, and she was none other than Kira. He becomes surprised to see Kira alive, and here, she tells Alex everything, and says the uncle about whom I told you is none other than the bank manager who caught you with a device in the bank. Actually, I was in jail, and the manager came to meet me in jail, and made a plan with the government to catch the famous hacker. He included me in that plan, and in return, he promised to remove all the allegations against me. That's why I became a part of the plan, and he asked me to include you in this plan while giving me your file. Then I met you, and I kept on saying to move to Hong Kong, but you don't want to go, and the goons who pointed their guns at us were a part of this plan, so you will get ready to go to Hong Kong, the place where the hacker lived, so we will catch him while moving there. She says you know the further story, but Alex says you lied to me, and Kira says I never lied to you. I tried to tell you many times, but I couldn't. Later, she gives him his real passport and asks, would you like to go home with me? They then get in their car and drive away to live an honest and good life. The film concludes here.